In August 2021, Beijing amended its population and family planning law to allow couples to have 3 children. But this measure may just be too late to remedy China's population crisis. On March 26, the topic excess obstetric capacity due to declining fertility hit the Baidu hot search list. Some Chinese obstetricians say their income is down by 30 to 50% due to reduced births. Other than the severe gender imbalance caused by decades of the one-child policy, the struggling Chinese economy is costing citizens their marriages and has aggravated the population crisis. Chinese men are feeling the pressure. What do they say about their finances, marriage, and the prospect of finding a wife? Hi everyone, welcome to Lei's Real Talk. I'm Lei. Chinese media outlets have reported that obstetricians have to take a pay cut because the number of births has dramatically declined. According to China News Weekly, the annual number of deliveries at Beijing No. 1 Hospital's Dongba campus once reached 3,000 to 5,000, but dropped to about 1,800 from 2014 to 2016. Last year, it nosedived to fewer than 150 deliveries. Beijing's Dongcheng District Maternal and Child Health Hospital saw its number drop to 1/5 of what it was in previous years. In 2021, China's official data for new births was 10.6 million, down from the 18.8 million 5 years ago in 2016. It's the lowest number of births since 1961, the year when 30 million Chinese starved to death during the Great Famine. That year, China saw 9.5 million newborns. There are many reasons why the birth rate has declined. Aside from a declining younger population and gender imbalance, one major reason is that fewer Chinese are getting married. Within the 8 years from 2013 to 2021, the number of marriages in China was almost cut in half. 13.5 million couples married in 2013. This number fell to 7.6 million in 2021, which is the lowest since 1986. China's economic policies are hurting ordinary Chinese citizens, and the struggling Chinese economy has put too much financial pressure on people, especially men. Young men cannot afford to get married, while married men struggle very hard to support their families. Here's a bike repair shop owner in a small town who is barely surviving.
今天收入零蛋，修车15年了，我第一次收入了零蛋，不好意思，对不起大家啊，我又来诉苦了，因为除了头条上这些陌生朋友啊，我真的不知道和谁说了。你说和父母说，他们都七老八十了，是吧？和老婆说呢，啊，我老婆前几个月刚做了腰椎手术，就去摆摊了。刚才给我打电话说，她摆摊的那里是要修路，连那个隔离板都打上了啊，然后她心情也非常的不好。真的太难了，朋友们，我不说啊，我憋得慌。
This father of 2 also worries about not having money for his parents, who are aging and may need the money to see doctors. This man almost regretted having a second child.
以后因为这个年轻人就是稍微有点本事啊，就会往周边有发展空间的这个比较大的城市啊，往外发展。因为在这个小县城啊，会越来越难以赚到钱。但是就是关键就是像我们这种就是说40岁左右的这个中年人，都是已经成家立业了，上有老下有小的，这个出去发展呢，你说也不现实啊。当初就是年轻气盛，我妈就不同意我们要2胎，我们非得要。我妈说就是说你要吧，有你后悔的时候。
China's population crisis is more than a family issue. It's now a social problem and economic problem. It won't be solved by issuing a 2-child or 3-child policy. The man in the video said that if things don't turn around, his wife wants to try selling breakfast on the street in downtown. He said he had spent 15 years on bicycles and mopeds, but wasn't a good chef. As stressful as his life is, This man has a supportive wife and his marriage seems solid. Some men aren't so fortunate. Because of the financial difficulties, their marriages fall apart. Here's a man telling the story about his stress-induced divorce.
大家好，今天是2022年的2月9号，也就是刚过完春节没几天，真的没想到，过完新年以后，做的第一件事竟然会去办理离婚手续。给大家看一下，这是离婚的申请回执单。今天去民政局的时候，我发现它有一个新冠肺炎的一个出入登记表，然后我在上面他们有一个办事的缘由，基本上95%都是离婚，然后办理结婚和复婚的就剩那5%，剩下95%都是办离婚。我不知道为什么春节过后会有这么高的离婚率。然后呢，我跟我先不知道怎么叫了，先叫老婆吧，暂时还改前妻，感觉有点怪怪的。我跟我老婆之间离婚呢，其实就是应了那个我不是药神里边说的那句话，这个世界上只有一种病，就是穷病。
This man had been involved in several businesses. One was pig farming, a booming industry a few years ago, but unfortunately pork prices tanked in the past year or so.
我呢，自打结婚以后就不是太顺，然后做生意也是一直赔，然后其实我们感情挺好的，我们是初中同学，然后后来2009年的时候就一直自由恋爱，一直到15年结婚，16年生孩子，然后再到2022年2月9号申请离婚。其实我们之间我认为还是有感情基础的，但是可能也是我现在的状况每况愈下吧，也是做生意赔，然后做什么事情都很难做成，然后为了很多生活的琐事经常拌嘴。
This wasn't an isolated case. After the Chinese New Year, people lined up outside civil affairs bureaus to apply for divorce. On February 7th, a woman working at the Civil Affairs Bureau in Pei County, Jiangsu Province, said she received 40 divorce applications, while her colleague handling marriage licenses was mainly idle. On February 8th, a civil bureau in Shandong ushered in many couples, and long lines formed at the 4 windows for divorce. To reduce the divorce rate, on January 1st, 2021, Beijing enforced a 30-day cooling-off period for couples seeking divorces. It might have delayed divorces temporarily, but the worsening economy is not helping couples stay together. In a society where men outnumber women, the financial pressure, unfortunately, has made women very practical and more selective in choosing a husband, and some may become very materialistic. Some Chinese women would rather become a wealthy man's mistress than a poor man's wife. A man of modest means cannot find a wife, but rich men can have scores of mistresses. This has made marriage even more difficult to sustain. A young man now needs to have between 600,000 and 700,000 yuan, that's about $100,000 before he can propose to a woman. That typically includes a home, a car, and cash. And if he lives in a big city like Shanghai or Beijing, the price of just real estate alone is higher than that amount. In this video, we looked at China's population crisis from a man's perspective. In a future program, we'll look at it from a woman's point of view. I want to end my program with the story of a young man named Chen. Chen recorded this video after hearing that his cousin was getting married. He gave a piece of heartfelt advice to us all at the end.
这个表弟比我小7、8岁，人家都要结婚了。但想想啊，跟我一样的同龄人，人家都拥有一个幸福的家庭，有车有房。每天下班的时候呢，有一个小宝贝跑过来叫爸爸。这种感觉就是，不管你上班的时候有多么的累，能听到一声爸爸，可能是全身的那种疲劳都没有了，感觉自己所有的累都值得，有奋斗的目标啊。所以说 今天的这句话真的是让我特别的心酸。我忽然发现自己在外面就是拼搏这么多年，除了年龄就是大了一点点啊，现在什么都没有。父母呢也老了，就是每当想到父母的时候，就感觉特别对不起他们，因为他们现在已经老了。然后呢，我自己也没有活出个样来，他们也经常打电话给我，也操心我的事情，说自己在外面找一个。可是我现在发现，像我这种情况真的是太难了。以前呢，也是有对我特别好的女孩子啊，可是由于我自己没有好好珍惜，或者是年少轻狂的时候呢，不是特别懂事的时候呢，把弄丢了。现在呢，我就是特别的后悔啊，就是说再也找不到那种纯粹的爱情，就是因为爱你，不求所有的物质跟你在一起的那种女孩子，我发现太难找了。所以我想说呢，就是说视频前的所有朋友们，假设有一个真心对你好的人，一定要好好的珍惜他们，不要让他丢了。我越来越发现我自己有可能就是这一辈子就一个人过下去了，有可能就是找不到我的另一半了，找不到老婆了。